we all intuitively know being stressed out is not the recipe for good health. Now, the hormone most often implicated in being stressed out is cortisol. Cortisol is seen as a bad guy, but that's probably not fair. You see, cortisol levels rise not to cause you more stress, but to help you deal with the stress you are experiencing. So yes, high cortisol is problematic, but blaming cortisol for the trouble is misguided. The $1 million question is, what sparks his rise? Well, being stressed. Duh! Join us for this episode of Better Body Chemistry TV as we explore the faces of stress and we identify a stress which might be behind your metabolic troubles. Better Body Chemistry TV is brought to you by Dr. Sandy, a scientist turned gremlin buster, helping you battle sugar gremlins, heifer lumps, and other health horribles through better body chemistry. Remember, small things can make a big difference to your health. Now, when we mention the word stress, thoughts of deadlines, money troubles, and bad bosses come first and foremost to the mind. No doubt about it. These are stressful, and they do mobilize cortisol release, but they're actually quite a small component to the stress response. You see, the body, for the most part, is concerned with the fundamentals. That is what's going on underground. So the real triggers of the cortisol story are body stresses, not head stresses. Now, there are a whole lot of body stresses that can wind up the cortisol response. Waking up is seen as a big stressor. Seriously, getting up and going every morning is a mammoth undertaking for everyone, not just the sleep deprived. So to get you up and going, a dollop of cortisol is drop kicked into play shortly before you open your eyes. The whole thing is regulated by the master clock, who clock watches a high percentage of hormones and things, among them cortisol. The rise in cortisol does a few things. It ties up insulin momentarily. Now, in all honesty, at this time of night, there shouldn't be too much insulin circulating, since insulin is meant to be a daytime hormone. You see, under normal circumstances, the trigger for insulin's activity is the arrival of food, all food, but particularly carb-rich food and to a lesser extent, protein-rich food. It pops out to put away the groceries. Now, putting away the groceries is a valuable exercise when you're swimming in nutrients, which happens when you tuck into that roast beef sandwich. But at 4 a.m., groceries should be thin on the ground. Now, this doesn't necessarily happen when you're diabetic, but for everyone else, this situation requires a little management. Enter the dollop of cortisol. It ensures that all the goodies being cooked up by the liver in the process of gluconeogenesis are available for the cells that need it the most. The energy boost facilitates getting out of bed with a bang and not a whimper. The cortisol insulin thing, it's a love-hate relationship. So cortisol stops insulin from doing his job in the middle of the night, and this is a stress reliever. But eating is a rather stressful process, so insulin enlists the help of cortisol too. This is what a group of researchers from Korea recently uncovered. The team found that insulin kickstarts steroidogenesis in the adrenal glands. The way that insulin does this is he fires up the SF1 transcription factor. This little guy's job is to rush into the nucleus of cells and fire up half a dozen different enzymes involved in the process of turning cholesterol into the steroidogenic hormones. Yes, it's hormones with an S. Cortisol is there, so is aldosterone and DHEA. All three's production is momentarily ramped up by insulin. Unfortunately, when insulin levels are continuously high, something that happens when you're insulin resistant, the moment lasts forever, leaving cortisol levels high morning, noon, and night, which, as you can imagine, does not make for a recipe for good body chemistry. Aish. So, if you want to take a little stress out of your life, work on reining in your insulin. For tips and strategies on how to do this, download the Willpower Report. It's free, and begin the journey today to better body chemistry and better health. Interested in discovering more ways to create better body chemistry or need a little help getting your body chemistry on track? Visit our website at www.betterbodychemistry.com. Browse our library or enroll in one of our courses or programs. The advice is simple to follow and based on real science, not hype. Know someone who is stressed out? Share this video with them so they can take charge of this insulin-induced stress. It will help them be a little less stressed overall. And if this is your first time here, be sure to subscribe to our channel so you catch future episodes of Better Body Chemistry TV. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Remember, small things can make a big difference to your health.